How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields of Profit, here with Miles today in our matching t-shirts we just noticed. And today we want to break down how we did just shy of $900,000 in revenue last December. It's going to be some super tactical stuff you guys can replicate right now when this video is coming out. So kind of breaking it down, lots of different things to think about. What was the most important thing you think we should kind of start on top of the list here?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, really the only thing that makes you money as an Amazon seller is buying and selling through good inventory. All the other stuff that goes into rapid growth during Q4, you figure out along the way as you go. Like obviously you need your shipping down, you need to be able to get FBM supplies, you need to be able to fulfill the FBM orders and then manage getting those all to the post office, you're doing pickups. But at the end of the day, at the core, why we focus on that in so much of our videos is product research, buying through good inventory and selling it. Even if you're brand new, we're filming this in mid-December, you could still get started to make merchant fulfilled sales.
People are doing
fast,
it. Yeah.
Right? With how inflated pricing is, with how low competition is right now, especially on auto and gate listings or even just retail arbitrage stuff. There's a ton of opportunity right now, and sourcing is really all that matters.
For sure. So some tactical stuff as far as that goes. Start digging into reverse sourcing. That's kind of the biggest thing we focus on. Look at other smart sellers. Dive into those listings. See the products that are selling super fast. Everyone's sold out already. And see what they're selling, right? So you can kind of get an idea for like the really fast movers. You can also dig into like some Keep a Product Finder. We're big on that. Kind of some higher level strategy. If you guys are more advanced Amazon sellers, you can focus on stuff that is, rapidly kind of increasing in sales rank, right? Lots of other fun stuff you can do within that. And then, you're talking about merchant fulfillment. That's another really big way to grow during Q4. It's all about speed, right? So merchant fulfillment, local pickups. Let's kind of talk about a little bit of merchant fulfillment though. I know it's something that you really crushed it with last Q4. What's the game plan? What are some things that people should and shouldn't do?
Yes, absolutely. So I did about 8,000 FBM orders in December of last year.
The picture is insane.
Right? A lot of which are just fulfilled by myself, right? So that's I should have hired that.
Fulfilled by Miles.
Yes, FBM right there, absolutely. So the big thing with FBM is just getting proof of concept that a listing is FBMable, which when you guys are watching this video, or if you watch this video to plan for Q4, as we're in the core of December, pretty much everything is FBMable. But the big thing is just looking at on a listing, if other people are FBMing it, you're going to be able to as well, right? And then it goes into a lot of people have deep-seating limiting beliefs around getting the buy box with FBM. And really all it comes down to, are other people doing it? Are you using repricing? And are you ideally in 0-day handling time, at least to start, right? To get your account training in the algorithm. Now,
and I'll also add on to that, kind of the big thing you want to remember is, that limiting belief. Can I get merchant fulfillment buy box? Just look at the buy box rotation on SellerAmp. It'll literally show you the proof, how do I get proof that these merchant fulfilled sellers are getting sales? Look at the buy box rotation. Oh, there's 50% of the buy boxes gone to merchant fulfilled sellers last 30 days or a week or whatever it is. That's a pretty good sign that it's going to be a very friendly merchant fulfilled product. So you're shipping direct to the customer. You get to have speed and you can take advantage of a lot of ways to get products faster. That's express delivery. It's being first to the punch is huge during Q4, especially on these items that are massively inflated in prices. And I know another thing that you're big on is local pickup. So what does that look like in your business?
Yes. So after 2020, obviously a lot of retailers shifted to doing more online sales, and a component they added to that was buy online, pick up in store. So that is a dream come true for arbitrage sellers, because a lot of new sellers are worried about competition on listings. But if you source a product and you go and pick it up from your local Dick's Sporting Goods, for example, you can get that item listed FBM today, right? So that avoids the 3 to 7 day buffer of other competition coming onto that listing that sourced that same deal online, right? And that not only lets you sell item faster, it also lets you learn faster, and you really make your money during December when you go deep on different products. So after you get that proof of concept, you get quick sales, you can buy a lot more of it. And online pickup orders, like you mentioned, retail arbitrage in general this time of year is really good. And then potentially looking into paying for expedited shipping from different retailers as well, or different retailers that just ship fast that you learn that through experience.
Because you're buying it that day, you're picking it up in the store, you've listed it. You can do the entire process in one day. And it's like, all right, that sold fast. Let me get 100 now. You get that proof of concept way faster. That's like boiling it down to how we're able to do just shy of 900K, how a lot of our students are doing 100, 200K in their first Q4. It's about taking action. It's about trusting your gut. It's about acting with speed and kind of, diving into those ways that you can do that, right? Merchant fulfillment, local order pickups, all that kind of stuff. So the other thing you want to think about as we're heading into Q4 is going to be pricing strategies, right? So on that 900K, you should be selling it as your most profitable month of the year, right? I know it was for me, it probably was for you as well.
Yep.
And the biggest key to doing that is with repricing. So one thing that we're really big on right now, from this kind of early December, like early in the rush, all I'm doing is raising prices right now. Like oh, this is selling well, raise the price, because you know that the demand is coming, you know it's going to be there. So what are some of those strategies that you're implementing? How are you thinking about changing your prices through Q4?
Yeah, so it depends on the specific item, and then every item you're going to reprice differently, right? If you're deeper on a product and you have 50, 100, or 200, you have substantially more money invested in that item, therefore you should care about it more naturally, right? So what that looks like is if I sold 20 of something in one day and I can get a lot more of it, or if I can't get a lot more of it, I might want to be a little bit more greedy. But in general, it's testing, raising the minimum, and seeing where I can retain the buy box. Now, if you raise the price, you may lose the buy box, you may not. The buy box is going to multiple people at the same time anyway, geographic based, that's another conversation, right? But you want to be actively testing stuff all the time. So when we were in Las Vegas for ASD, some of our friends were literally going back to the hotel to reprice on different back to school BOLO listings throughout the day. And what that looks like is typically adjusting your minimum prices to see where you can find the most beautiful blend of profit and velocity of that ASIN at that given time.
Yeah, I want to kind of give you guys some tactical advice as far as that goes too. He's talking about like when you should be raising prices. So if you can replenish the product and you're still profitable, maybe keep it where it is and just restock, right? Keep the volume going. It's not worth, way less sales for 10% extra ROI, right? So that's a big one is, continuing to crush it on stuff you can do local order pickups. But if it's something that you're really limited on stock on, that's where you need to start bumping up the prices. Start raising to where you think the price might be in, December 12th through to like the 20th tends to be when prices are like at peak. And sometimes it's even beyond that, but you'll see it every year. A lot of the newer sellers, they're selling way too early and then they just miss out on the boat a little bit.
Yeah, and you can see in the Keep It chart if something's going up. Yeah. So if you can see the trend that something's going up, that can be a further indicator to potentially start to test up a little bit too.
You test up, you wait. That's another thing. As you're looking at these items, if you're curious on whether it's time to move your prices around or not, if the seller count is shooting way down, as a lot of your listings probably are, the price is still holding steady, something's got to give, right? Going back to simple economics, the supply and demand's got to meet, the price has to go up somewhere, right? So that's a really big kind of pattern. I've already been getting a couple questions like that. Should I be lowering my prices? Like, hey, send me the product. Seller count's dropped by like 50% and the price hasn't changed much yet. That's a really good sign that the price is going to shoot up. It's all coming down to basically, can people still buy that item, the same cheap price that I bought it at, and is it available at scale? A lot of times the answer is going to be no during a lot of these kind of Q4-centric items.
Yep. And another tip for Q4 as well that I would recommend literally everyone doing this, do even if it's your first Q4, if you're super advanced, keep a running notes in your phone or a Google Doc of everything that you see happening. Load up on SellerAmp spreadsheets. If you see a product going to the moon, toss it on a SellerAmp spreadsheet, one click, write down what products perform best, what suppliers perform best, what sites have the best sales. Even if you missed out on them this year, right? It's really, really important to have a note sheet for yourself so you can execute on it next year. Because I know I did substantially better in 2022 compared to 2021. Sure. And the reason on that was because I was a lot more prepared. So most of you guys watching this is your first Q4. So make sure to be taking notes so that you can take way more advantage of next Q4 as well.
Yeah, your first Q4 doing arbitrage was what, 200K or so?
305.
Yeah, 305. Okay, mine was like 160.
Which is still
doing arbitrage.
Yeah.
Right. And so going, you're multiplying all that kind of stuff. So we both like at least doubled next Q4, right? So it's all coming down to taking notes, going back to those same sales that you've sourced before. Or even if you guys you've been in the business for 3 months, 4 months, look back at those sites that you sourced from 3 months ago. I bet they have some of the best sales of the year going on right now. And so as you're kind of talking about, taking notes, like remembering products to come back to, are you writing down sales? Are you writing down specific products? Like what should people at home be doing to really take advantage of that?
Yeah, well, you want to be documenting as much as possible. It's really anything that I think will be relevant in the future, which is for sure sellers who I see with great endurance staying
so you're bookmarking that storefront.
Sure, seeing it like the SellerAmp URL. So people who I'm competing with on stuff, not only am I storefront stocking them right now to find additional products, it's looking what else they can be selling next year. Right? And then also stuff that's going up to the moon, plugging that in on my Q4 leads, SellerAmp people spreadsheet. And the big thing is the suppliers too, because the products can change, but a lot of good suppliers have been good suppliers for years, different websites. So tracking which ones are performing best, which ones are potentially leading to a little bit more competition, avoiding those in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple action items for you guys. Hopefully this is a super valuable video for you. Go source. That is clearly, if you take anything else away from this video, you must go source. There is no better opportunity than the day this comes out at one of the best days of the entire year for arbitrage sellers. So if you're not sourcing today, I'm not really sure you're super serious about the business. Like the next week is where you spend late nights. Like it is what it is, right? You don't have to be trading your life for the business year round, but this week, this is the week. You do go hard this week. Yeah. So go source some products, look for what you can merchant fill. Are they super important action items that we didn't mention?
Yeah, restocking your best ASINs daily, auditing what's selling well, making sure you're in stock on FBM supplies, And it's a really good idea too. A lot of you guys want to get in the community, you want to start networking with other sellers. This is a great time to start documenting your processes daily too, right? If you got a big FBM shipment, toss it up, tag us, we'll retweet it, we'll repost it, etc. This is a great point to start meeting other Amazon sellers too, because a lot of people procrastinate that, but now you have some beautiful orange bars, social proof packaging, etc. that you can use social proof to get in.
It makes it so much more fun too. You look on social media, you got all the new guys. 3 months ago, they didn't know what Amazon was, and now they got walls of packages going out. So hopefully that's you. Hopefully this video kind of helps you make that happen. Dive into the videos on my channel, teach you how to source. Miles' channel, we'll leave the link down below. Hopefully you guys go drop a subscribe, all that kind of stuff if you're not already. Dive into our content, learn how to source the product if you don't, and spend time today sourcing.
You buy, you FBM, you replenish. Hopefully
there it is.